speech is Ivy Smith's speech from the CC Manual, inspired by the approaching arrival of her first baby, a little girl. So we're going to learn what she's going to teach her little girl when her little girl arrives. So I'm excited to hear it. Thank you.
Raise your hands if you have children. So I'm sure the day that your beautiful child was born, you looked down into the beautiful little innocent face and thought of all the lovely and wonderful things that you were going to teach your child, to ride a bike or to throw a football or to be honest. So these are some of the thoughts that as I get bigger and bigger and bigger and she grows and grows and grows, I start to think about, I'm going to have a little girl in 3 months, and when she arrives in this world, what do I want to teach her? Aside from the values and you know, the honesty and the things, what do I really want her to learn? Well, our political stage that Jim so eloquently called frivolous this week gave me the most amazing idea of what I really, really, really want my daughter to, at the end of the day, learn. And it's one thing. There's hundreds of things that I'm sure I'm going to teach her, but there's really one thing I want her to understand inside and out, and it has so many different components. And that one thing is, I want her to understand that she defines herself. That you define you. So, let me break that down a little bit because that sounds like a really big statement. You define you. And let's start with a really simple anatomy lesson. So the first thing I'm going to say is, look down. Boys have a penis and girls have a vagina. It is a body part. We have arms, we have a head, we have legs. I have a vagina, my daughter will have a vagina, and it does not define her. It does not define who she will be, what she can accomplish, what she will grow up to do in this world. And that is the first lesson. We're going to start with anatomy. Baby girl, you have a vagina. And that is not a bad word. It is not a sexual word. It is a body part. And it does not define your identity, and it does not define who you are and what you can and cannot accomplish. Because, baby girl, you define you. You decide who you will be. And along with defining yourself, along the way you're going to discover some things. And I want you to be open to those discoveries. So here's another one. Your fears. Sometimes you're going to arrive to things and things are going to scare the bejesus out of you. And that's okay. But those fears, they don't define you. It's how you surpass them, how you overcome them, how you learn from them, what you do from them, what you discover about yourself in the process. Those are the things that define you. So now we know your anatomy does not define you. Your fears do not define you. You know what else doesn't define you? The fact that because you have a vagina and you are a woman, it does not make you any less of a person or any less valuable than the boys who have a penis. Because that doesn't define you either. And the men in your life, what they do, what they accomplish, and their failures and their shortcomings, they don't define you. My failures as your mother do not define you. Your father's failures do not define you. You define you. And your successes are your successes. They are not mine. And your failures are yours, and yours to own and learn from, and for you to define yourself. And you are equal in every capacity as the boys with the penis. Because again, that anatomy part, it doesn't define you, and it doesn't define what you can accomplish. So anatomy doesn't define you. Your fears don't define you. Where you come from, the language you speak, these things do not define who in the end you choose to become and how you choose to represent the world. So once you discover and rediscover yourself and move past your fears, you get to decide who you are. Maybe you want to wear makeup, maybe you don't. Maybe you want to dance ballet, maybe you want to play football. That's okay. All of it is okay. Because it's whoever you want to be, you decide, you make that decision. So be unapologetically honest. Don't smile if you don't want to. Don't say I love you if you don't mean it. And don't say it's fine when it's not fine. Don't say it's okay when it's not okay. Apologize and fix it when you're wrong, and defend yourself when you're right. And believe in something that is bigger than yourself, because that is what defines you. Those are the things that define you. What you do with all of the gifts that you're given, with the talents that you're given, with the place that you earn in this world, those are the things that define you. So there is one thing that I really want to teach my little girl above anything else, is that you define you. Thank you.